On second down, Allen looking, end zone, touchdown! In the traffic, Dalton Kincaid is there for 6. So the Bills need about 38 to 40 yards in short order without timeouts. So it's a deep drop, and Allen buying time, ready to fling it downfield, and coming back to catch it is Shakir at the 46. No timeouts. From the 2, it's Cook inside for the Buffalo touchdown. Allen climbing out of the end zone, chased down by Van Noy. Little flip to Shakir. First down, Buffalo. They're down 15 with 15 to go. First down, Allen through sideline. Keon Coleman brings it in. That's another Buffalo first down as they're going to have to make up for this deficit. Off in time, here comes the blitz. Get rid of it to Cook. If he can get past that, he's got space. And there he goes! Cook, 20, 15, 10, what a run! Cook, down at the 1-yard line. Big bodies, including the fullback, Reggie Gilliam. It's a fake. Allen looks to the back of the end zone. He'll take it himself for the touchdown. Spread out. Only 2 Ravens pursuing, and Allen throws deflected and caught by Coleman on the tip for 6. And the Bills remain alive. Allen reaches over the pylon or the goal line for the touchdown. Broke the plane just by jumping and using that 6'5" frame. And now they go for 2 to try to tie this game.
They had 4 sacks last week, 2 by McDonald. Look at leaping through the pressure, and Allen has the first down, and he's off and running. Switches hands with the football to deliver the stiff arm on this opening drive. It's Cook. Threatening to go outside, cut inside, touchdown, Buffalo.
Certainly nothing of concern for him. He took some snaps and went back out there, but expect him to ice it throughout this game.
Thank you, Trace. Look at that move by Cook. Oh, it's still going. James Cook to the end zone for a touchdown and a brilliant run.
Put that on your highlight tape right now, Jim. I know you carry him each game, but that was next level.
Wide open. The defender fell down, and that's off and running with Elijah Moore. On first down. A little play action, and perfect strike as Joshua Palmer has a catch.
To 5 receivers in this pattern. Allen throws to the sideline, open, reaching for it, making the grab, and into the end zone. Dalton Kincaid for the touchdown. Off the fake, rolling. He can run if he has to. Instead, he flips it for the touchdown. He hits Jackson Hawes, their number 3 tight end. Cook is the back. Cook into the end zone. Made it look easy. Over right guard. Touchdown, Buffalo. Outside to Shakir. Inside the 10, Shakir all the way in. Touchdown, Buffalo.
But he feels it'll come to him if the game moves on.
It's a quick pass to Shakir, trying to get him out in space. Breaks through the defense and stays on his feet. Shakir, what a play! Touchdown! A 43-yard score, and Shakir putting on the moves to take it to the house.
That was a nice name drop there, Jason. Way to go.
I saw that, huh? Very easy, too. Subtle.
Allen to Keon Coleman. into Saints territory. Isaac Yadam on the tackle, but not before Keon goes for 18.
You notice the Stampede tried to avoid Josh there. Made sure to leave that big guy alone.
Allen to Coleman again. Thrown out by McKinstry, but 20 yards for Keon Coleman. Bills bring in Jackson Hawes. He goes in motion. Here's Cook. James Cook is in for a touchdown. And he sets a franchise record with a rushing touchdown in his 8th consecutive game. Hawes in motion, right back to Cook. Again, nifty moves, and James Cook with another first down. Out to the 45-yard line. Allen on the slant. Shakir, first down into Saints territory. Cook just went over 100 yards rushing for the 3rd consecutive game. First Bill to do that since Thurman Thomas. Play fake. Allen rolling right. Fakes the throw. Fakes out everybody. Touchdown! Allen, pressure's coming. Josh steps up, stays on his feet, and picks up the first down. Allen still going. Breaking free inside the 30.
That was an in-and-out crossover right there.
It was.
Chance of
Should just hit the 3 at the end of it.
Allen, wide open, Kincaid. Touchdown. So Brandon Beane there has done such a wonderful job with the Bills now in his 9th season. Allen keeps it himself, and he's got a lot of daylight down the far side, and he slides down inbounds with a first down.
Darrell Shavers was the man in motion as Allen scans, eludes Barmore, and fires complete into New England territory. It's a first down for Kincaid. After an exchange of turnovers, Ray Davis is the back. Buffalo takes over their own 38. Flea flicker time. Allen pumping, firing towards Curtis Samuel, I believe. Caught at the 41-yard line. Yes, it is. 2nd and 6. Play action. Allen looking left, coming back to the right. Crossing is Joshua Palmer to the 29-yard line.
And let's stay in the offense a little bit, but man, the growth that he's shown over the last 5 years, incredible.
2nd and 7. Here is Allen taking off, getting away to the 32-yard line. And that's a little bit of what it has been with Josh Allen over the last few years. 2nd and goal. That's the most excitement of the night. Here's Allen. Here's Samuel. There's a touchdown. Curtis Samuel gives Buffalo the lead. 2nd and 10. Allen. Love how he throws those crossers. And then catch and run Shakir. That should be a flag there for the tackle. It is way too late by Jones.
10 points with the pass protection they've gotten. Surprising.
Lone touchdown, the drive to start the 2nd half. Here's Allen starting to get going again. It's been a big night for Kincaid. The tight end hitting hard over there at midfield. 1st and goal for the Bills in desperate need of a score. Allen fires end zone. Coleman touchdown.
Immediately count on James Cook for that. They fake it to him, and Allen looks downfield and launches. Palmer's got it. Josh Palmer on the first play with a huge strike down near the 30. Picked up 46 and beat Mike Hughes. Play clock at 2. Allen looking to the left, now scans back to the middle and fires down to the goal line where it's caught for a touchdown by Dawson Knox. 19-yard strike on 3rd and goal. And that's the definition of stepping up with the premier tight end out. His hand x-rayed and cut in the last game against the Patriots. And that Cook has a crease right up the middle. McGovern and those big fellows doing their job. Bates made the tackle, but he picked up 14.
Just look,
At 80.
all 11 players within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Just Cook finding some space, driving forward, and he's getting going now. That's a welcome sign for Buffalo as he rips off a dozen yards. Allen on the move, now flips it to Davis. He's got some space. Davis for the pylon, dives, touchdown. Bills score to open the second half as they did the first. Nice drive, 16 yards to the end zone for Davis. Can't stop it. Allen steps up. He could run, and now he'll take off, still directing traffic, asking for blocks because he wants to get outside, and he finally does. He's pointing to Shakir, get that guy. I don't want to go up the middle of the field.
Put him behind the sticks. Now toss play running to the right side for Cook. Another first down, and there he goes. Shoved out shy of the 50 by Trevin Wallace. Look where Ty Johnson is lined up on the near side. Like an Arena League formation. Allen floats it. First down. It is caught by Kincaid.
Can you generate explosive runs, chunk runs, score from 30, 40 yards out? That's a different animal.
Here's Cook. Good patient run, and he busts it through. Right on cue. Off to the races. James Cook. House call, touchdown, somersault, he's in. Josh Allen, who's got the second most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in NFL history, just added another one. That is number 69 all-time for Allen on the ground. Only the great Cam Newton has more, and they take advantage of that takeaway. Hoping that at some point maybe he could be deployed. Blitz coming, so Allen got rid of it to Shakir, and this is where Buffalo hurts you. In space, Shakir, cut back, touchdown, he's gone. Hoping that at some point maybe he could be deployed. Blitz coming, so Allen got rid of it to Shakir, and this is where Buffalo hurts you. In space, Shakir, cut back, touchdown, he's gone. They play New England in the final month of the season again. That'll be on the road in Foxborough. Here's Cook, another good run, another double-digit yard run. It is, and Josh Allen is in for his second of the day, his 70th rushing touchdown as a Buffalo Bill.
They come down from 19 down to start the fourth against the Giants, and they were 8 down against Houston in the fourth. What a win. Here's Cook. Little stiff arm to get free, and there he goes. Down the sideline on a first down. With 17 seconds left. Here it's a 3rd and 8. And Allen throws wide open. It's Kincaid and a Buffalo touchdown. One of the sub-stories of this game is the 2 fourth down stops. One each as Cook slides past the first wave and gets down to the 43. And it was Gilliam again who helped clear the path.
Remember, they didn't get the tush push last year in some big key areas.
Here is Gilliam pushing his quarterback. And still no signal. Dumps it off to Shakir. Shakir out of bounds at the 50. And another first down for the Bills. Pass down the field, and it's caught. That's Elijah Moore.
Here we go.
Yep.
It's not the hump bump, it's the Josh Allen.
Josh with a little help from his friends. That's a touchdown.
In some ways, obviously, other big plays.
A first down. There's Cook looking for 100. Cook needs 13 to get there. He's got 14. That's the first running back. Take a seat and stand up.
And also deceive the defense at the same time.
A 20-yard pickup on first down. Allen back to the air, and he's got his man again.
That's Juju Brents at the top, who hasn't played much at all this year, but is playing quite well this afternoon.
Allen in trouble, keeping the play alive on 3rd and long, nowhere to go. Allen now reversing field. Allen directing traffic, throws, he's got Samuel for a first down.
But Dalton Kincaid is their difference maker at tight end.
Here's Cook, and Cook sneaking through, staying on his feet. Great balance by James Cook, and then thrown out of bounds by Kenneth Grant.
Your instinct is to go get him and release the receiver.
And Dawson Knox with another completion for Buffalo as they're using a little urgency now. No huddle here. Allen taking a shot down the sideline. Coleman adjustment. Keon Coleman, touchdown! And that's what Bills fans have been waiting for. Allen directing traffic. Chubb is there. Chubb with a big shot. Allen completes it to Shakir. 3:44 to go. Allen pump fakes, now chased out. On the move, throws on the run. He's got a wide open Hawes, and it's a touchdown. Jackson Hawes into the end zone for the 2nd time this year.
So they'll go with their jumbo formation. Allen does it himself. Touchdown, Buffalo. Disciplinary issue that he reportedly missed a meeting on Friday, and the decision was made to not have him activated today. Allen on 3rd and 3.
Only a 3-man rush from the Bucs.
Allen buys time. He's going to toss it downfield. Open man. Caught by Shavers. Touchdown, Bills. That's old-fashioned Josh Allen football. 3rd down and 5. Quick hitter. Ty Johnson creates after the catch. Big gain down the sideline. Ty Johnson takes it all the way. Touchdown, Buffalo. And he has set up this offense nicely now with 3:53 to go in the 3rd. Allen steps up, delivers downfield, separation, catch made, touchdown, James Cook. Fake the handoff. Allen's team now down by 1. Short pass to Cook. He's going to turn it upfield. And Cook glides towards the sideline, gets extra yards out of bounds. Allen, of course, with a rushing touchdown. He might do it again. And does! Touchdown, Bills! Back and forth we go in Buffalo. We're down to 5:05 to play. 2nd and 2. Oh, he's wide open. Cook's got a lot of green grass. And brought down at the 35 by Winfield. 2nd and 3. Allen is going to keep it. Josh Allen inside the 5. They're going to push him in. Pay dirt. Touchdown, Bills.
How well that matchup on the perimeter goes will go a long way in deciding who wins.
Hit 10 different receivers last week. Meanwhile, picking and threading his way is Cook. He's out in front, and Cook will take it all the way for a touchdown. 45 yards for James Cook, who is now over 1,000 for the season. Here's Cook, slides to the outside, and Cook picks up close to 15.
Against this kind of defense.
Yeah, you saw Keon Coleman on the sideline, benched for the last 2 games. Allen escapes. Allen's going to run. Allen's going to run past the 40 and slide to a stop at just about the first down mark. They're going to spot it very close. Send an extra man here, and Cook finds that open spot and slides through it, and a big gain here. 3rd and 12. Under 8 to play. Set up a flip here to Shakir. Nice move by him to get the first down, skirt the sideline, and then finally taken out of bounds on a 3rd and 12. Go empty here. 4-man rush again with a spy. And then you got a lateral, and it's going to be inside Texas territory with Shakir. He took it from Palmer. What a play. Go empty here. 4-man rush again with a spy. And then you got a lateral, and it's going to be inside Texas territory with Shakir. He took it from Palmer. What a play.
Going to go with Cook, who might have a heavy load here today. He's got a huge opening here to start it. He's going to bounce out after a pickup of 18.
Here comes the play action. Right?
Cook, look at that patience. And he takes off. Nice run by Cook before tackled down by Harrison. Pick up a 14. 2nd and 4. Cook. Another nice move. He's got a 100-yard game, and off he goes. Down to the 7-yard line as James Cook is putting up a huge performance here for the Bills. Allen's going to throw for it. No. Now he does. Back to the end zone. He's got Keon Coleman for the touchdown. A nice sequence in that first half. 3 carries for 25 yards on consecutive plays. Fake it to him. Now, in traffic. Look at that little move to get away. And Allen takes off for another first down. Johnson and Cook.
Misdirection.
Allen looking, now dumps it over. James Cook, still on his feet, was able to shake off a tackle attempt and take it near the 7. 3rd and goal from the 8.
Look inside.
Allen being pushed, and he's driven across for the touchdown. And for the 49th time in his career, he has a game in which he's thrown for a score and run for a score.
On 4th and 4. Allen's in trouble. Steps up, throws. He's got an open man and a first down. It's Gabe Davis, 2nd catch of the day.
New kickoff rules, inclement, you give up a lot of field position.
Put it in Allen's hands, ask him to make something happen. He scrambles, nobody open, backs up, heaves, end zone. He threaded it through there for a touchdown to Shakir. How in the world did he get it through?
New kickoff rules, inclement, you give up a lot of field position.
Put it in Allen's hands, ask him to make something happen. He scrambles, nobody open, backs up, heaves, end zone. He threaded it through there for a touchdown to Shakir. How in the world did he get it through? 3 tight ends and a fullback in there. A bootleg. Allen back of the end zone. He's got Knox. Dawson Knox making an impact early in this game, and it's 14-11. Two of the top quarterbacks of this generation. Final minutes of this first half. It's James Cook with a massive hole, and James Cook with his first big run of the day. 16 yards out near midfield for Cook. On 3rd down, Allen flushed. Allen runs and has a first down inside the 45. Josh Allen's longest run of the day, a gain of 16.
In years past when Buffalo's dominated.
Yeah, last time the Bills failed to win the division, Josh Allen's 2nd season, 2019. 3rd down, it's Cook, hit in stride. There goes James Cook, inside the 20, inside the 10 where it's 1st and goal. Second and goal, back to the air. Allen to the end zone. Kincaid, touchdown Bills. Dalton Kincaid back in the lineup. He's got a touchdown. Have not lost a home game in December in 4 years. Allen steps up, goes down the sideline. Back shoulder for Tyrell Shavers, an adjustment and a catch.
20 out of 25 today, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He's pressured, he's got a ton of room. There goes Josh Allen through the snow into the end zone. Touchdown Bills, 40 yards. Well, there's quarterback rush lanes, and then there's this. Bills trying to solidify their standard. Allen given time. He's got his tight end, Dawson Knox, having his biggest game. Dawson Knox makes it 1st and goal. 31 yards for Knox. Out of the I formation. He looks to throw. He pumps. He throws. He's got a touchdown. He's got Jackson Hawes. They will throw. Allen dances and runs, and Josh Allen looking for the knockout blow. High steps his way to it. Josh Allen put him on his back today.
2nd down and 11 here for Buffalo. Josh Allen is 3 of 5 for 10 yards. Give it to Cook. Cook breaks a tackle and then dishes out some punishment. 3rd down and 5. Allen. He's got the highest 3rd down completion percentage in the NFL, and he connects with Dawson Knox. Motion man Shakir. Allen will throw. Catch made by Cook, and he waltzes in for the touchdown. Bills needed it, and they deliver. It's correct, and he's learned that through the years. And he's going to do it right here. Josh Allen, cut to the outside. And those long strides for Allen takes him out of bounds. 2nd and goal. Allen faked the handoff, the roll and toss. Open man, Knox. Touchdown, Bills. They have run the ball on 49% of their plays. 2nd in the NFL behind Seattle. Allen's pass is caught for a 1st down. Along the sideline to Joshua Palmer. 3rd and goal. Handoff. Cook trying to extend it. He got right to the goal line. Is it pressure? It's 3rd and 7. Allen. A rocket downfield, and it's complete as he hits Dalton Kincaid for the 1st down. They need to get to the 42. From the gun, deep drop. Allen hooks a pass, and it's a battle with a flag down. Shakir and Marcus Jones. Jones comes away with it. Allen steps up. He's got room in front of him. Pulls the trigger. End zone. Touchdown. A bullet. Josh Allen to Dawson Knox. Buffalo takes the lead.
It's a football thing.
2nd and 1.
Love being called a sick.
On a give, Cook slices through, and he takes it in for the touchdown. A silencer from Cook.
Especially that interior does an incredible job getting to the 2nd level.
Pitch it to Cook, turns it upfield. Cook glides to midfield. Cook, single setback, 2nd and 4, Buffalo. Handoff, Cook gets around 3 defenders and then kicks it to another gear. Cook still going, looking for the angle. Touchdown. Wow. Tremendous run. 44 yards. James Cook to the house. Jim Schwartz used to coach for the Buffalo Bills, pony formation, and James Cook. With Cook and Johnson in there, he carries it for another Buffalo 1st down. That's a 15-yard rip. Handoff to Cook. Trying to get there, extends his arm. He's in. Touchdown, Buffalo.
High percentage of runs allows these 3rd and shorts just like you have right here.
Allen looking for a seam. He's the best running quarterback in the game, and it shows you there. Doing that on 3rd down as Hunt finally got him down. Blitz is coming. Allen has it blocked up. Now gets hit as he throws. Taking a shot deep in it.
Oh, my God.
Tyrell Shavers held on.
Visuals that we have.
Under center here. He's going to just push him forward. That'll work. Allen, is he in? Touchdown, Buffalo. He can run forward. Four-man rush this time. Allen thinking deep, launching deep, taking a shot. It is held on to it, caught. Brandon Cooks. Here it is. Allen is shoved over and in. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Allen down the field, wide open. Keon Coleman slips through a tackle, and he's inside the 10-yard line. Big play by Keon Coleman for 36, and they've got a goal-to-go situation. There he goes, Tony. You had the right call, and I think he broke the plane. It's a touchdown.
But you knew the ball was going to stay in Josh's hands right there.
No question. 1st and 10. Makes the quick toss. Goes down the field. Kincaid has it for the touchdown.
Josh Allen will have the ball in his hands on every play.
Coming after him. Gets rid of it deep. He's open. And Cooks has it. Cooks was left alone in the secondary. And he's got 37 yards as we start heading to the 2-minute warning on 1st and goal. He's shoved across. They'll go ahead and take the touchdown as again Reggie Gilliam rides right behind him. And the Bills are back in front with a minute to go. Their first snap is a give to Cook. And look at this running lane. Cook past the 50 and all the way down to the 42-yard line before finally P.J. Locke is able to end it.
Hey, not watered down.
Not at all.
Denver is amazing, so are the other teams.
And he beat them all, those quarterbacks I mentioned in the regular season. Look at him take off. There wasn't a big opening, but he found one. And finally, he barrels right into Talanoa Hufanga. 2nd down to pass play. They got Cook. There's no one over there. Cook past the 50 and then collides with Locke. Shotgun instead. He's got time. Flips it. Got it. Kincaid's first catch. And he adds some rack yardage to it. He's been calling for that and running it with Cook.
Yes. You'll have your chance to take your shot at some.
And that's what they do with Cook. Cutting outside and picking up a good gain for 13 and another first. Quick pass. Shakir splits the defenders and is off and running. Shakir makes another one miss. And look at Shakir make a gigantic play. It's going to be the biggest pass play of the game. Here's Allen. Drop it back, throwing it to the end zone, and it is hauled in. Kincaid, just as he did a week ago, with the touchdown grab, and the Bills are a Prater extra point away from taking the lead. It was remaining in the 3rd quarter, and remember, they bypassed on about the Broncos the 58-yard field goal, which could have given them a 2-score lead. Here goes Cook, and Cook is over 100 yards with that run of 13. 5 receivers. Allen on the run, finds Kincaid.